My name is Nina. I'm a certified personal trainer, and in this video we're going to do a foam roller workout. So let's go ahead and start with the lower body, and let's just start with the calves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift myself up, and I'm just going to roll up and down my calves. Now I'm actually using my abs and my shoulders. So if you can't do this the way I'm doing it, you can go down and then kind of just scoot down until you get this abdominal strength and the shoulder strength. Now, if you're not feeling enough pressure, like doesn't really not do anything for me, so I'm gonna cross one leg over the other, and then I'm gonna move my leg in different directions until I feel a spot where I say, ooh, like right there. That is where I kind of feel how it's tight and shaking a little bit. So if you do this and it's too much, go maybe above the pain, or you can do this where it's not so much. So let's go ahead and go to the other leg, and again you can roll up and down and go side to side until you feel that spot that feels really tight. All right, so now let's move to the hamstrings, which is the back of the legs, and that seems to get really, really tight. Now you can do foam roller exercises before you work out or after you work out. I typically like to do foam rolling after the workout as part of the cool down, unless I'm working with a client and they come in and they have like maybe a tight lats, or part of their lower back feels tight, then maybe I'll do a little bit of foam rolling just so they get rid of that tightness and so we can do their complete workout. All right, and then again, if this isn't enough, you can just put your one leg over the other and go in different directions until you feel that spot that feels tender. And again, if it's too tender, you can go either above it or below it, and then maybe use two legs so you have less pressure. So now let's work the side of the leg, which hits the glute and the IT band, which gets really tight. So again, you can rotate front and back until you feel that spot. And you can always put more pressure on. I prefer to do this. I feel more stable. And you'll see I have different types of foam rollers. They have different ones that are firmer. So you would definitely want to start with something maybe like this, or maybe the blue one. So let's go ahead and go to the other side, the other glute. So this is the one people use most commonly. So I'm going to work the other glute. And I feel it more if I lean back a little bit. So again, play with it. And then again, if you feel that spot like right there, okay, let's say you feel it right there, just hold it. And don't tighten everything up. It's kind of like when you do stretching. If you tighten it, you're not going to release the tension, so just kind of relax into it. And then 30 to 60 seconds is how long you want to hold it, and eventually it will release. I used to do that when I was running. I would do the foam rolling before, and then I would do foam rolling after, because if I didn't, I would be in so much pain. I was in pain running anyways, but I don't run anymore. All right, so now let's hit the front of the leg. So we're gonna hit the quads. So you don't ever want to go on the joint. So we're going above the joint, above the knee, to right about here. Okay, so I am going to put it right above the knee, and then I'm going to go into a plank position, an elbow plank, and I'm going to put my knees closer together, and then you may need to adjust that foam roller. And then I'm squeezing my butt so my back isn't arched, so I'm in a good position. And again, you can go from side to side. You can cross one leg over the other. And then when you find that spot, like right there, pretty tight, just hold it and wait for it to release. All right, now let's go ahead and work. What else was I gonna do? Oh, let's work the glute. So, the gluteus maximus. Okay, so I've got this pretty gnarly looking one. It kind of looks like a tire. It's pretty hardy. So, my glutes can take a beating, so I'm gonna work my glute here. I'm gonna work the other side. Now you may feel it more on one glute than the other. Like I feel it more on this side because my right side seems to just take over because it's stronger. And that's very, very typical. Okay, so now I'm gonna put the foam roller on the front of the shins, which is very, very sensitive. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the softest foam roller I have. It's just this blue cushy one. This is great for beginners. If you've never used the foam roller before and you find foam rolling to be very, very painful, use the softest one and eventually you'll graduate to this big boy. All right, so let's look at the front of the shins. So they go right above the knee again, not on the joint. And then I'm just gonna roll her just like this. This is kind of fun. It does take balance. So if you're gonna walk it back, it's kind of a workout right there. And I just put gentle pressure on it, and then when I feel like I can take it, I can actually kind of do a little bit of a hold. And I don't want to bruise myself, so I like using this soft one for my shins. And sometimes I use this for my calves too if they're too tender. All right, so now let's work the upper body. So let's go back to this medium firm foam roller. So now I'm going to hit my lats. The lats is part of the back. It's right here, and it gets really, really tight. So if you ever feel like you can't quite get your arm up, it could be because this lat is super tight and it's pulling it down. So I like to put this at a 45-degree angle, and I'm just gonna lay on it. And then again, you can rotate in whatever direction. I prefer to go a little bit toward the back and I feel it more. And again, this takes a little bit of balance. So you can put your legs however you like. And then you can always put your arm here for a nice little stretch. All right, and then from here, we're gonna work the upper back. So I start putting the foam roller on my mid back, pull the hair out of the way, and then I put my arms up together so this way I'm getting more surface area of my back. And I've got my glutes lightly squeezed, my abdominals slightly engaged so that I'm using good posture, good form. And this actually feels good. Most of my clients really like this one. All right, so now let's get the other lat. So I'm gonna turn this way. All right, so I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna pick my hip off the ground. So this way, you're not using as much pressure, see? Because I've got my knee down. But if I want more pressure, I can put both legs up. And I can find that spot and just rest. All right, so I've got one more exercise for foam rollering, and it is the inner thigh. And this one kind of looks funny, and it's a very, very sensitive area, so you may want to switch to the lighter foam roller, and I'm gonna do that so I don't have to make my ugly foam roller face. All right, so put this about 45 degrees, straddle it, okay? And get this nice and close, and you're just gonna roll up and down that inner thigh, and you'll notice the closer you are, further, you know, you could feel it. Sometimes I feel it more this way, and I'm turning my knee into the ground, so I'm not just getting the inner thigh, I'm going up that leg a little bit, and right here, I feel it, so I might want to hold it. And all right, let's go to the other side. And let's foam roller this inner thigh. And you can move this to wherever it works best for you. Push that down a little bit more. All right, and then you're all done. So foam rollering is great, and it's actually really good to do this every day, and you can even do this in front of your TV. So the more you do it, the easier it will get, the less pain you'll feel. When I first started foam rollering, I hated it. I was in so much pain. I never thought I would graduate to this guy right here, but it's really good for you and it will reduce pain, so give it a try.